sorry it's been a long while since I've done a video, people, but fortunately I just ain't had time. I'm going to do a quick video of, I would say it's King Henry VIII's holiday home, Pendennis Castle in Cornwall. Thanks for watching and enjoy. Well, it's a wee bit dark, but never mind. I don't know whether it's just the sun. We're on our way up to Pendennis Castle. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video. It's actually King Henry VIII's holiday villa, I should say, holiday chalet, holiday house or seaside house, whichever way you want to look at it. There you go, dog playing with a ball there, look. I think the screen needs to be brightened up. A little bit of info about the place. And now I can see my screen. I'll carry on going towards King Henry VIII's holiday home that way. I thought it was uphill. I don't think we've been here. I don't think we have either.
I remember there was a castle like just on the outskirts of a road.
Yeah, and you went up to it, didn't you?
Yeah, it were near.
Okay.
Was it Lost Whistle?
Yeah.
Having
a bit of a discussion here. I don't think we've ever been here between us at all, which is unusual because I thought I'd seen quite a few castles.
Not a castle, it's a castle.
Not a castle then, a castle. It's all rotten, look. Not good. But we'll see how we get on. This is an English heritage property. That's all I know at the minute. And unfortunately we're not a member of English Heritage, but we are a member of National Trust, which has really some nice beautiful places to visit. Now, is this a castle or is it a moated manor house? I don't know. Certainly looks like some sort of a moat. Very responsible. No, we've not been, have we? Just a quick view of the times. If you want to watch it for a bit longer, just pause it. That's the English Heritage Woman. This is the gatehouse.
You guys alright there? Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a
Are you?
mechanism for the portcullis, maybe?
Okay, no problem. Oh, is it?
Well, I'm assuming it's a portcullis mechanism. Wrong, I think it's a drawbridge mechanism. So apparently it's been in use, it was in use until 1956, and it has some military connotations as well. That's the Tudor keep over there, I would have thought. But we'll make our way around to that ASAP. And it looks like they've got a cafe, which is a bonus. These buildings that are around, I assume they're not all date. To Tudor times. And I'm assuming that up there, which says ER 1901, was when these were built. And there's a clock up there. Okay, we're having a talk of what this place is. I'm assuming it's the ammunition storage for these two gun emplacements down here, but what I wondered is what these vents are for. Is it for air? So that the ammunition is stored cool and dry? I don't know. Or is it for fire? I don't think they've been out of fire when they're stored ammunitions. I'm sure Mr. Steve will know. Steve Martin, my World War II history advisor. And I'm assuming that's where the ammunition would be pulled up and took out to go to the gun emplacements, which are there. It's amazing how a gun looks so beautiful. Oh, or is that the woman there? I don't know. There you go. And I think these were designed to defend the bay there. On these guns, unfortunately. Don't know what mill they are, what calibre even, I should say. But I am assuming it's definitely for the bay, because that's where they're pointing. Walking up towards the Henry VIII bit there. Looks like steps. I'm still going to go up and have a look. I don't know whether Tony will. And now we're looking at some, don't know whether they're Tudor cannons. But there's a KR, maybe not Tudor cannons, maybe a bit earlier. Again pointing out over the bay. A lot of trees grew since then, I'm assuming. Nice examples though. It looks like KR. I'm not sure. Victorian, maybe? And there's another beautiful gun in there in the corner, look. It's a completely different design to the other ones. I wonder why that is. To make it recoilless, maybe? Well, we are actually in the moat here. And this square apparently was for gunpowder, and it would have been shot from somebody up there. And all the people in this ravine would die. Sounds really good. This party is part of the Half Moon Battalion. It, say there's somebody behind me so I can't film, but it leads from that ravine where the gunpowder was stored in Victorian Edwardian times, and in the times of World War I and World War II, it was TNT that was stored there. One of the gun emplacements here, and there's a thin concrete roof there, which is not going to be much use against a bomb, but machine gun fire from outgoing aeroplanes, it'd provide cover. Apparently they didn't think the need was for heavy duty 10-inch gun because they never expected bombs to be dropped on it. And there you go, another gun pointing out to the harbour. Now I know these guns are 6 inches. I don't know whether if you want to read it, pause the video. A little bit of information there. You want to read it again, pause the video. Anti-aircraft gun, circa World War II. Again, pointing way out over the bay.
Cylindrical canisters made of pressed hardened leather. They unscrew the lid.
You can see that one sailing ship in there. There's no zoom on this camera, unfortunately, but it's well and truly nice.
Silk bag, sort of, the explosive, by the way, is called cordite. It's not gunpowder.
That canopy there, it's covered in bitumen. It's so it actually absorbs bullets or whatever shot of it, but it originally was concrete, and the idea was to ricochet the bullets off so it never hurt anybody. And there you go, 6-inch breech loading gun. And a very informative talk on how to use it, but unfortunately I didn't film him because I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to.
Right. So we've got 26 in this group, and the day of tall ships, I think, when was that? Recently. There were tall ships here recently, last month. Because the parade of sail was cancelled on the Friday, everybody decided to come to Pendennis Castle, all those people. It was the weather was too cold. And I had a group of 55, including 5 Polish sailors of the biggest tall ship you've ever seen, all in their uniform. Anyway, so that was a bit of a challenge, but we managed, so 26 is not a problem. Now, I'll just raise my voice so that everybody can hear me. This little room that some of you have gone into is designed for just a small handful of people. There are only 2 men come down below when we go into action from each gun. 1 man in the shell store, 1 man in the cartridge store. It is their job to get new ammunition up to the gun floor as and when we need it. Bearing in mind there's some stuff already up there in those ready lockers, those glass roof lockers. When we need more, we get it up there. This room here is where you put all your spare gear, your steel helmet, your rifle, your gas mask, your greatcoat, your cape, anything there. But the man who works in the cartridge store, he has to leave his entire uniform in there. Yes, he has to get undressed, fully undressed, well, apart from his underpants and socks. And normally at this point, I would demonstrate. I'm feeling a bit shy here.
It's dingy, this is no wood. I don't know if you can see this, but these are all bags of cordite. I'm so tempted to put my camera light on. And that's where the cordite was passed through.
Really
There you go.
A favourable
Sergeant Steve.
review on the TA.
Thank you very much, sir.
Some people think that means territorial.
So I've now finished the World War One and World War Two part of the tour. Really interesting tour by a guy called Sergeant Steve. Dressed up for the job in his World War II uniform. He looked very impressive. I did enjoy this, and now I'm going to go and hopefully have a look at the Tudor tour. So here I am walking up to Henry VIII's seaside home. Well, it's not really a seaside home, it's actually a gun tower. And we're going to take you for a quick look inside. This is also at Pendennis Castle. So we are walking up to the, not really, it's a keep of sorts, it's a gun tower, it's not really a stately home or out. It's definitely 100% a gun tower. See this, I don't know whether you can see the musket shots, or the musket or arrow slots, whichever way you want to look at it. But they're up there. I'm assuming it was a little bit bigger. I'm assuming this was a wall of a different sort of height. Whether that's Cornish granite, could be. I don't know. Here we are entering the portcullis. Obviously it don't work anymore. That's what it would have looked like. Not a great deal in here. As I said, it's not really a home, it's a barracks. There's a little bit of info about the man that built it. If you want to read it, you know what to do. Pause the video and hopefully you'll be able to see it.
Hi.
Wow.
If you've got any questions, just ask. Unless you'd like a tour around.
A tour would be really good.
Would it? Okay, I'll do a tour.
Papa, my wife can't go upstairs. Is it okay if I film or not necessarily film you, but put the camera down so you can listen to you talking?
You can.
Okay, cool.
Well,
There we are, walking up to the, not really, it's a keep of sorts, it's a gun tower, it's not really a stately home or house. It's definitely 100% a gun tower. You can see this, I don't know whether you can see the musket shots, or the musket or arrow slots, whichever way you want to look at it. But they're up there. I'm assuming it was a little bit bigger. I'm assuming this was a wall of a different sort of height. Whether that's Cornish granite, could be. I don't know. Here we are entering the portcullis. Obviously it don't work anymore. Well, that's what it would have looked like. Not a great deal in here. As I said, it's not really a home, it's a barracks. There's a little bit of info about the man that built it. If you want to read it, you know what to do. Pause the video and hopefully you'll be able to see it.
Hi.
Wow.
If you've got any questions, just ask. Unless you'd like a tour around.
A tour would be really good.
Would it? Okay, I'll do a tour.
Papa, my wife can't go upstairs. Is it okay if I film or not necessarily film you, but put the camera down so you can listen to you talking?
You can.
Okay, cool.
Well,
I'm going to start a little bit of a tour. Oh, this is very nice. English heritage lady.
So Pendennis Castle, but first of all it's not actually a castle, because a castle was a fortified residence and this was built as a gun tower, so not a castle at all. Would you like to join us, or
Sorry?
you can join us for a tour if you want, or you can just...
Is it free or?
It's free, yes, yes. So if you want to leave at any time, just leave and do what you want.
I couldn't hear because I'm here.
Yeah, so I was just saying, so Pendennis Castle, it's not a castle, it's a fortress. So it was built as a gun tower, and it was built by Henry VIII. As you probably know, he divorced his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, and she was Spanish, she was the Spanish queen. So the King of Spain was upset with Henry and caused Henry a lot of problems. But then, not only did King Henry divorce his wife, Catherine of Aragon, he also set himself up as the head of the church in England. So then the Pope was very anti-Henry, so the Pope was causing a lot of trouble in Europe. So the whole of Europe was kind of rising against King Henry, and he started getting a little bit worried, so he decided to fortify the southern coast of England, and he built 30 fortresses, 30 gun towers all the way along the south coast, from Milford Haven in the west all the way around into Suffolk. And he built one in Calais, because that was English then, and he built one in the Scilly Isles, and the closest one we've got is St Maur's Castle, which you can see just across there. So that's St Maur's Castle.
St Maur's Castle. It'll be somewhere over there on an headland, but I can't really see it on
Can you
this
see
camera.
where the boat is? It's just above that little boat, the blue and white boat.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Oh, fortification.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I don't know whether you'll be able to sit on this camera, but there you go. That's another
So
book,
that's
St Maur's.
Castle. So, anyway, so he built his 30 castles, but not only did he build 30 castles, he built them all in 4 years, which was quite an undertaking. So that is why Pendennis Castle was built. That's another thing. Pendennis comes from the old Cornish Pendennis, which means the fortress on the headland.
Okay, interesting.
It's the name Pendennis.
Was it this first, then the outer bit, or is it
Yes.
all together?
No, it was this. So the oldest part is not even this little bit here. It's the gun tower in the centre. So this part here was built on slightly later, just a few years later. I'll show you. There's a painting inside. I'll show you on it. So this was built as the governor's residence. So at the top there you can see the coat of arms. That coat of arms was from Henry Tudor, and you've got the English lion and the Welsh dragon, because Henry Tudor was in fact Welsh. So you've got the Welsh dragon there. Then underneath that there's a blank space there, and that's where the governor of the castle would have had his coat of arms. So the governor would probably have been a person of gentry, you know, so he would have had a coat of arms that he would have put up there.
But that coat of arms just come with the governor, I suppose. The governor changed.
Yes, so it would have
Okay.
been his, personal to him. So
Yeah.
it would have been on a wooden plaque or something that they could have fastened up there.
Okay.
Designed to be removed. Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. And then got a lovely gargoyles. They were put there to keep away the evil Cornish pixies. And
Cornish pixies. Apparently, that's what them gargoyles up there
and we know
was.
they've worked because we've never ever seen any evil Cornish pixies here. So they've obviously done a very good job. Then we've got the portcullis. You can just see the portcullis there, and the drawbridge.
Was this actually a drawbridge then?
Yeah. So it's the original portcullis. The drawbridge was removed by the army. You're welcome to join us if you want to, otherwise feel free to do your own thing. The drawbridge was removed by the army in 1906 when they wanted a more permanent access in here. But the portcullis and the drawbridge used to work in tandem, so the portcullis came down, the drawbridge came up, and vice versa.
So the British Army removed the drawbridge in
1906.
1906, just before World War.
Yeah.
Okay. World
Yeah.
War One.
So yeah, and they had ropes. You can see those slits. They had ropes coming out there to work the drawbridge.
You know, I thought they was arrow slits. Obviously not. I am so wrong.
Well, I think they served a dual purpose.
Yeah.
Then this little bit in front of us here was a guardhouse. It was built for the guards. It was taken down in about 1901.
What the took?
by this part.
Oh dear.
Because they didn't think it looked very pretty, it was very plain, and they wanted something that looked nice. So they
Yeah.
built a beautiful guardhouse here, and then that was removed as well in about 1907 because it just was not authentic.
Didn't look very nice. Okay.
So you can see in the cafe, I don't know if you've been into the cafe, in the cafe on the wall inside, there's a picture, there's a painting, or it's actually a photograph where they've got this very, very ornate guardhouse here.
Ah, I've seen the pictures, but I didn't pay much attention.
Yeah.
I'll have to go and have a look
You
at them in a
You
minute.
can have a look. So let's go inside.
Civil War and nothing.
Civil War, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we go through, I'll maybe explain a little bit more, but no, it wasn't. So this is the governor's residence now inside. This would have been his office where he did his day-to-day running of the castle. You can see this little emblem here on his fireplace That's from the Board of Ordnance, and it's now the emblem used in the Ministry of Defence.
Okay, cool.
And then I wanted to show you this picture because this explains the original castle. So you asked me if there were any buildings here. So this castle was started in 1539, finished in about 1543, 4 years. And this was the original part that was built, this gun tower. This is the whole purpose of Pendennis Castle, was this gun tower. This bit we're in now, the governor's residence, was added on slightly later. And so this painting was done probably 10 years after the gun tower was finished. So already you've got the residence, the governor's residence, you've got the guardhouse, which isn't here anymore. And this is called the chemise, which they've built on already. And they built the chemise here to take the guns out from the lower gun deck. So those windows didn't have a very good line of sight. So they could take those guns outside and put them on the chemise here. And they could double them up. So instead of just having 7 inside, they could have 14 outside. You can see nothing here. No bastions. So that's little Dennis, which would just defend the coast there. Quite often up here you're in the clouds, you can't see anything. So, right, let's go through to the next.
Little Dennis over there, look in the corner.
Fireplace here, still works. We make a nice fire here in winter. The little bread oven in the corner.
Do you English Heritage still use it?
We make fires here in winter to warm the place up.
Oh, okay, that's interesting, that's cool.
Yeah. Sometimes on sort of reenactment days they will use it.
They do reenactment days here? That's even more interesting.
And so on. You've got the spit up there, you know, with all the bits. Could hang their pots on and so on.
There's some wood there, look in the corner. And they actually still use it, this is really good.
So this was the governor's kitchen. However, the governor was a local man, he wasn't here very often. The garrison, a few prisoners here during the
Apparently that's a
American War of
dungeon.
Independence, and a few people kept here during the Napoleonic Wars, but they were nicely treated, they weren't just thrown in the hole. They were all nicely treated. So basically just the story. So, now if you were coming through from the outside, you would have had to come through the guardhouse, through the drawbridge and the portcullis, and the big oak doors here.
See.
Then they would have had more very thick oak doors just here.
10% battery left.
And
10%. Okay.
that is the gun tower, so they would have had quite a lot of defences to get through before any enemy got into the gun tower. But this was the original part of the site, but it was all built about. We also had a slip here that you could fire on your enemies through the wall if they managed to get in.
They actually find shots for the enemy and actually come this way.
As you can see, the line of sight wasn't very good, so you couldn't see very well. So they took those guns outside, as I said, and darted them out towards the. They also
Apparently this was the original
smoke out very well.
gun towers, and the guns were situated here, I would have thought, in its alcove.
Once they built the chemise and then they decided that actually this room was the garrison. Shutters.
And there we go.
These are the original lead pipes. They took the water off the roof.
The Tudor style latrine.
Just remind your heads as you go out, the doors are quite low.
I'm guessing these are for reenactment days. Really good spiral staircase. Oh. To the upstairs part. Now these guns are beautiful.
So as you can see, your sight is much better from up here.
Oh, you can see right out
You
of.
can see out of these windows. So these guns are not original guns. These are
You can actually see
of the original 6
right out into the bay.
And they called their 6 pound cannons because they take 6 pound cannons. So that is the cannonball over there.
£6 cannonballs apparently.
So to fire these guns, they would have put some gunpowder in. They would have put a cannonball in. They would have rammed it down with a ramrod. And then they would have had a fuse here, and off it would go. So it would go about 1,300 yards. That's Forest Giddy Beach over there. And they would have used this.
It's a £6 cannonball, and apparently the recoil would have ended up somewhere around here.
Yeah, keeping watch for them. And work the tide if you've ever seen.
Apparently they had another 7 guns up here, so I missed that bit.
You can see Falmouth. Of course, there was nothing Falmouth.
That is the original birthplace of Fraggle Rock, for those that remember it. That's where they filmed it. There's no zoom on this, but the other place where they used to use for the coastal reinforcements is over there. It's St Moors. I don't even know whether you'll be able to see it. It's not that good. And my battery's about dead. I want to film me going down the stairs because people like that. Unfortunately, my camera's battery died on me, so I wasn't able to film the entirety of Pendennis Castle. But what I've got, I hope you enjoy. Thank you.